Good afternoon, everyone. Today, the Commission is very pleased to hand over its advice on a Bill of Rights for Northern Ireland on this International Human Rights Day. The advice represents the extensive work undertaken by all the Commissioners, both present and former, who I see in this room, and all the staff who are standing at the back, as well as the contributions from the working groups and advisors, the community, voluntary and statutory sectors, and the hundreds of people who engaged in the consultation process. All of the participants in the Bill of Rights Forum also deserve a special mention. Many of you are here today, and I am particularly grateful to each of you. There is one person from outside the Commission that we owe a very special debt of gratitude to, and that is Dr. Catherine Donnelly, who was our Principal Legal Advisor. Thank you so much, Catherine, for being with us throughout this process. As you all know, today marks the 60th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And the one consistent theme of that declaration, repeated over and over since its inception, is that all human beings need certain basic protections. Since the completion of the Universal Declaration in 1948, a vast body of human rights law has been developed at both international and regional levels. Governments in different parts of the world have now adopted bills of rights and charters of rights to address their own particular circumstances. So, building upon this international experience, local political parties and the government acknowledged the central role a Bill of Rights for Northern Ireland could play in creating shared feelings of confidence and security as an important component of the peace process. And as the Minister has rightly said, indeed it was here in this very room that the Good Friday Agreement expressed the need in 1998 for a new beginning with the protection and vindication for the human rights of all. The mandate that was given to the Human Rights Commission by that agreement called upon us to examine the particular circumstances of Northern Ireland in providing advice on the scope for a Bill of Rights that would meet the needs of this society. The Commission is giving its advice to government today in the understanding that its mandate arises from a peace agreement that was reached after a period of a very protracted conflict and a political process which established a set of principles and structures for the democratic governance of Northern Ireland. It is for this reason that the Commission was mandated to consider the principles of mutual respect and parity of esteem. The Commission has interpreted these principles to require, or at least to be compatible with, the due recognition of the identity and ethos of the two main communities. At the same time, the rights and needs of people in a diverse Northern Ireland must be taken account of and protected. The rights of everyone in our society can best be realised through a common commitment to fairness, to equality and justice for all in a Bill of Rights. A society that enshrines human rights is a place where people are better able to trust the government and trust each other. We need a Bill of Rights to help build that trust in Northern Ireland. Our society has experienced a violent conflict between two main communities, and this has led to the particular circumstances in many areas of life which directly or indirectly impact upon all of us. The Commission has sought to identify protections that are needed to address these circumstances, and to achieve this, Commissioners agreed a set of guidelines and were very heartened with the endorsement that was received from political parties and from civic society. Some people may say that because we are recommending additional rights, that we are setting Northern Ireland apart from the rest of the United Kingdom. I prefer to think of it this way, that because of our past and because of our particular circumstances, we need these extra protections to be as safe and as secure, and to have as much trust in our government and with each other as the people of Liverpool or Glasgow, of Cardiff or of London. So to achieve true equality, those who are disadvantaged have to be given extra help. And because we have been disadvantaged in the protection of our rights, the people of Northern Ireland now need additional support and reassurance. Human rights is an evolving concept. Each convention, each covenant, each charter, each bill builds on the lessons from their past and always must look to their future. Each of these reflects the most modern of thinking when it comes to protecting the most fundamental rights and freedoms of everyone. Minister, this is precisely what you will find in this advice, and we're honoured to be able to stand here today as a Commission, having conformed fully to the mandate that was handed down to us. Finally, Minister, after all the work that has gone into this advice, we would welcome a timely response. We believe that it is now essential to move on this, as it is one of the final pieces of the Good Friday Belfast Agreement that was further endorsed at St Andrews. So we in the Commission will now do all that we can to ensure that this advice is taken forward to the legislative stage. So today marks the end of a very, very long process of preparing this advice. But let us not forget that today, known as Human Rights Day throughout the world, also marks the start of another process. We know that realising these rights is hugely symbolic and significant, and that we have some way to go before that happens. As always, the Commission stands ready to fulfil its statutory duty, and in that respect, we hope that all of you who are here today to witness this event will help to accompany us through what will be a very challenging, though equally privileged opportunity. Those who agreed the Universal Declaration must have said to themselves what we, the Commissioners, have been saying to ourselves as we prepared this advice over the last 4 years, and through 54 meetings, and for long, long hours in our working days. We said, never again will we let ourselves be split into warring communities, when a gain for one was seen as a loss for the other, when the symbols of one community were seen as a threat by the other, and when peace meant victory for one and defeat for the other. So let us all work hard now to ensure that a Bill of Rights for Northern Ireland sees its way through to fruition. And when it does, we can say, as we say today, that we were indeed privileged to have been part of it all and to have left a positive legacy for the future generations. Thanks very much.